Actually, Amanda, you got to meet her, Nancy. And you got to meet Krista, too. And we went to the bar. We're all hanging out and all that. A couple days after my 21st birthday, I'm hanging out at the bar. And there's Sasha. And I'm like... And everybody was buying me drinks like crazy. And I wasn't going to pass that up. Because I was going through... I didn't know I was, but I was going through a lot of meth withdrawals and stuff, and I didn't want to touch it at all, but I was drinking a lot back then, but it was only for like a month, and I quit drinking. But anyways, so I was totally blitzed. I was trashed. I go walking up to her. I thought I was smooth, because I'm not really that smooth, okay? I can be charming, but... I walk up to her. I thought I was being smooth, what's up? Because we were at one of the gay bars. It was just a little one. But really, I'm like, blah, but really, I thought I was being cool. And I'm like, hey, do you remember me? And normally, if I was not drinking, I would have never gone up to her, ever. Because I would have been too scared that she wouldn't have remembered me. And she's like, no. I'm like, Walmart? Krista, doesn't ring a bell, nothing. So, after a while, she's like, oh, yeah, I remember. I'm like, no, you don't, whatever. I'm so drunk. She did remember me, actually. She finally did remember me. So then we went to a straight bar after that. And the bartender there, she was an older woman, and I have nothing against older women because I have a lot of good friends that are older women. Don't take that the wrong way, but she was on a lot of drugs, and she had just gotten out of a relationship, and she really was all over me, and I didn't want any of that, and she was feeding me drinks, and Sasha's friend and I kind of wanted each other, and it was really they took her over to this straight bar to try to hook the bartender up with Sasha, and I'm like, it's not gonna happen, guys, but let's go anyways, okay, whatever. So she's hooking me up with drinks, getting me even more drunk, which I was already completely drunk, all for free, because I had no money. So this is what clinched it for Sasha, this part here, and all in one night, but this part, I was walking up to her because I kept hanging out with her, and I knew she was uncomfortable with the situation because she didn't like that chick at all, which I knew she wouldn't. I walked up to her, and I was leaning up against the table, and I'm like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, and I spilled her beer all down her leg and onto her leather boots. Now, if there's people out there who know me watching this, you know that I'm not well, I didn't used to be, but I am now because of Sasha, but I didn't used to be a very emotional person. Then again, I was completely drunk. I, completely ran away, went across the bar, threw myself down, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I started crying, and she's like, it's alright. It's not a big deal, dude. It's okay. It's just a little bit of beer. It's alright. And I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And, that was the moment for Sasha that she really liked me. Then we went through some stuff after that. I'm not gonna get into that, but, we really were inseparable after that. But Sasha went through a period of, her mom's really not doesn't really accept her lifestyle like mine does. My mom totally does. But her mom's gotten better now, but her mom is pretty cool. I really like her mom, but there was a time that it wasn't cool. And, that was pretty hard, but we got through it, and we got through a lot of things, and, I couldn't think of anybody who was more perfect, because when I started getting sick, it it was really hard for Sasha because she's been wanting to just, all the bad doctors who keep saying, well, it's because you're fat, or it's because you need to do this, and you need to do that. Well, now I have a good doctor, but before I got this good doctor, she just wants to punch him in the face, and she cries right along with me, but she usually cries before I do, and she was the first person to come along that let me tell her all the things I needed to say, like, about my past, and she'd hold me and let me say what I needed to say, and sometimes I think she knows me better than I do most of the time, and I know her better than she does sometimes. So that's kind of the story of how we met. If I had never known her at Walmart, I would have never walked up to her and talked to her, because at the time when we were at that night, none of my friends, except for one, but she was already down there talking to her, I wouldn't have walked up because, I have that anxiety. Well, except, during certain, I kind of put on a mask and I'm crazy. But, I never would have walked up to her if I hadn't seen her at Walmart. And, I feel kind of blessed about that. And we've gone through a lot of things, and she was Wiccan when I met her, and I was Christian still, and that kind of played some that was kind of fun to go through. But then I went to Wiccan, and then now we're back on Christian together, so that's been a really fun journey. But I guess that's it for this post. I'm going to turn this off and start a whole new post. Hope you enjoyed that. That's all there is on that one. Alright.